Hey everyone, Nick from Nick's Crossing here. Welcome back to the train room. Finally glad I'm saying that again. And guys, today we're going to be looking at this beautiful 262E from Lionel's pre-war era. So here we go, guys. Finally, all aboard. Alright guys, before we start talking about this beautiful classic 262E from Lionel, I want to tell you guys where I've been. I've been away at training for Amtrak. I'm now a trackman. I love my job. I love the work. It is so much better than my desk job that I was working at for the past 2.5 years. I'm happy. Everyone else there is having a great time. Great group of people working out there on the tracks. And I can't wait to see where things go from now on. So that's where I've been, guys. I love my new job. And yeah, no complaints, just a little sore. That's all part of the business. We're out there building track by hand. Basically doing some tie replacement last week. Learning how to basically undercut and all that fun stuff by hand. No machines allowed. Just all the new hires and myself all together working as a team out there on the tracks. I loved it. Had a great time. Came home, actually had a lot of energy. I was sore and tired, but had energy. It's kind of weird. And everyone else in the group is going through the same thing. It's not just me, you know. One of my buddies texted me today. He's like, hey, man, are you sore? I'm like, yeah, man, of course I'm sore. My hands are all swollen and all that. Got a blister, but it's all part of the fun. I love it, guys. It's a lot of fun, and I'm learning how to build track from the ground up, and that's the way it should be. But anyways, guys, hope you all had a Merry Christmas. And if you guys are watching this today, Happy New Year as well. And it was an interesting Christmas. Wasn't too exciting this year. Nothing really stood out other than being blessed with a new job. And I went up to Hennings actually twice on the way back from training. Walked out with this beautiful 262E and a tender. And that was my Christmas gift to myself. It's a very strange year because I'm starting a job during all this holiday and all that. So normally I'd be out doing more railroad videos, up here reviews. I actually had plans on doing a small Christmas layout for under the tree. We didn't even set up the tree this year. It's been a really complicated year. But anyways, guys, we're here. We're going to enjoy the new year and talk about this beautiful train. So, guys, the 262E, classic Lionel toy train right here. It's a beautiful piece. I saw it up on that shelf, and I was like, man, I need that. I need to take it home. So, brought her home and ran it like crazy. I loved running this up here. It actually does great on the, what do I have, 054 up here. It loves 054, it loves 072. And I actually brought it over my parents' house on Christmas Day. I did a little short from that. If you guys missed it, it's there somewhere. And my dad's got 031. It did not like 031 track. It was like stalling out in the corner. So I was like, Dad, you need 042, something larger. But we actually took this whole engine apart. Cleaned it up and everything and got her working. It had a little bit of a waddle, which is pretty typical for pre- and post-war locomotives. You know, they're well loved. So this thing runs like a champ, and it has some of the most beautiful details I've ever seen on a toy train with some brass, also copper in there. You also have nickel, and there's also steel. So all your main metals right there, she's got it. So yeah, let's go over some information about the 262 using my TCA Bible right here. This is given to me by a friend and a viewer of the channel, Mr. Tom from Tom Trains and Accessories. So let's go to the page. We're going to talk about it. 262E. This book is amazing. It has like your color chart and this leaflet right here. We'll set that over on the tracks. That's usually missing out of these books. And let's go find the 262. Whoa, I'm already in the late 30s here. So the 262E. Actually, this book gives you all the pictures. Let me flip it around, just like grade school, right? Gives you all the pictures of all the different engines. There's the blue comet down there. And it gives you information on each one. So it's a 242, same as a 261, but E. It literally says it right in the book. With 8 WH die-cast 262 sheet metal, 262 or streamlined 265 uncatalogued. Tenders black, BR or N 9 3/4, 1933 to 1934, and uncategory DSS circa 35 to 36. So guys, she's an old girl. She's 90 years old this year or next year. So whatever you want to call it, 90-year-old engine, and she is just a beautiful piece. Now guys, if you don't have one of these books, I highly recommend it. This has all your pre- and post-war stuff for your classic toy trains. To mark the page, I'll actually put the leaflet in there as a bookmark. But there you go. It's actually a TCA book. Thanks, Tom, again, for this book. It really helps me out doing these videos. And the internet does not always have all the information on these. Sometimes it'll say, like, subscribe for more or subscription only for some of these auction sites. So getting a book, sometimes it really just helps. So before we get you guys trackside, I want to show you some really cool features on the nose of this locomotive, because sitting trackside, it's kind of hard to get that angle. So here's the front of her right here. And you guys are probably saying, Nick, it's just a normal steam engine, but watch this. Awesome. There's your light bulb right there. Easy access. And that's pretty much the only way to get to the light, because it's all like part of a, I think it's part of the frame. When we had this thing apart, it came apart with like, I don't know, 3 or 4 screws or something like that. And then you can take the nose off to get the light bulb out. But I'm sure if you're a kid, this was constantly opening and closing all the time. It just to play with these toy trains. The other cool feature of this, not only is the light made of glass, but we have 2 glass lenses, green and red. So when this thing's going down the track, it looks like a boat. It's really cool. Reminds me of like channel markers or nav markers on a boat. So it's really, really interesting. So yeah, there's the nose right there. You also have a grab iron up front. Awesome plow. Look at that. In great shape. Not too much of paint blemishing or any of that. It's pretty solid. This was played with, but it's a really, really nice piece. On this side of the locomotive, we have more of this metal work up here made of copper. Then you get some brass pieces here, or nickel, silver, or nickel. Underneath, the motor is, oh, there goes that nose cone. The motor is super clean. Look at that. It's been restored, and the Hennings team also put new wheels on here. So they have the correct wheels with the counterweight. See if I can get that so you guys can see it. The wheels have a counterweight on the inside, which is just such a cool detail. Normally, I wouldn't notice that stuff when I was repairing pre-war locomotives, but this one has the correct steam wheels on it. Also, the mechanism is just beautiful. Look at this. So, I'm trying to look underneath, but yeah, it just looks and operates like almost like a live steam engine, and there's just so much detail in this piece. It's fantastic. So, let's get her trackside. We'll have her pull up, and we'll look at it in detail and get her rolling. So guys, this locomotive has tons of really cool details, like the grab irons up front, just in case you missed it. The nose opening up, and then it's all illuminated on the inside. Let's put her back. Grab irons everywhere, tons of brass and copper detail, spoked wheels. I love this mechanism right there with the eccentric and the piston back and forth. And this engine comes apart with like 2 or 3 screws, so it's really easy to maintain this locomotive. There's the screw up in the stack. There's 2 screws in the back, and then this whole shell just pops right off. It can just sit there. You can get to everything. My dad and I didn't know that when we took it apart, so I actually had to put all of this back in the piston. It was a nightmare, but it's working now. Everything works great. So let's move her up a little bit. We have a simulated coal load. Can you guys believe that 90 years ago they thought about this stuff? We also have a little water cap in the back, grab iron, Lionel lines on the tender. Even though it's the incorrect tender, I still love it. I might actually touch it up and repaint the orange on the back. Little ladder here. Just so many cool things. Journal boxes below. And the coupler in the back is a sprung knife switch type coupler. Love these guys. They're really cool. And then the linkage, the tender, actually lifts up. So you guys would think, you know, it'd be a hook that drops in. Nope, it's a little loop right there. And that just drops in. And there's like a little pin that sticks up on the rear of the engine there. And there you go. So, yep. Pull lots of cars and things like that. This engine is quite strong. And it's just a typical pre-war motor in there. All metal gears, none of that fiber gear stuff. Alright guys, looking through all my cars, I feel like these are the best cars suited to be behind this beautiful 262E. So check this out. This is a Lionel 615 baggage car right here. Love this car. I've never debuted this car on the channel before. And then behind it we have a 613 lighted coach. Now the baggage car, all the doors open and everything. There is a light bulb in there. It's burnt out, but it's a baggage car, so we'll live without it. But guys, these are just really cool cars. Now, a lot of you guys aren't fans of the brown or the red schemes, but these look cool. It's like the brown and cream colors, so probably right around the same time, and the cars are right around the same height as well. So let's get her hooked up, and let's do a run session here. All right, everyone, that's going to do it for this video of the Lionel 262E and these beautiful passenger cars, 615 and 613 coach. Such a really cool set of cars, and I need more. It's kind of ridiculous chasing the camera. I'm like, man, there's only 2 cars on this train. So it is what it is. I need more cars that kind of fit this scheme, fit this scale. It'd be really cool. So there are a couple train shows coming up in the winter. I hope to be at those, and there should be lots of pre-war to pick through. So I can't wait for that. But anyways, guys, if you enjoyed this video and you're new to the channel, always consider subscribing. Hit the bell, give a thumbs up. Really helps out the videos and the channel. Love reading the comments as well. Tell me what you guys collect pre-war, post-war. Tell me all about it in comments. Love to hear about it. Until next time, everyone, happy railroading. We'll see you next time. See you guys.